Hello students, welcome you all in economics class. We are now in chapter 2, People as Resource. In the previous video, we have already discussed what is resource, human capital and the story of Sakal. Now open page number 18. Now next page number 18, story of Vilas. Vilas was an 11-year-old boy residing in the same village as Sakal. What's the name of the village? Simapur. Vilas' father, Mahesh, was a fisherman. His father passed away when he was only 2 years old. His mother, Geeta, sold fish to earn money to feed the family. She bought fish from the landowner's pond and sold it in the nearby mandi, bazaar. She could earn only rupees 150 a day by selling fish. Vilas became a patient of arthritis. His mother could not afford to take him to the doctor. He could not go to school either. He was not interested in studies. He helped his mother in cooking and also looked after his younger brother Mohan. After some time, his mother fell sick and there was no one to look after her. There was no one in the family to support them. Vilas too was forced to sell fish in the same village. He, like his mother, earned only a meager income. Meager means little income. So this is the story of Vilas. Okay, this is the story of Vilas. Vilas was physically not strong, right? He was a patient of arthritis and he did not go to school. No education, no training. He just continued the same work as his mother. Unskilled labor, Vilas. Okay. Now, observation from the given case studies. In these two case studies, we saw Sakal went to school and Vilas did not go. Sakal was physically strong and healthy. There was no need for him to visit the doctor frequently. On the other hand, Vilas was a patient of arthritis. He lacked the means to visit the doctor. So the first point is Sakal went to school and Vilas did not go. Second point is Sakal was physically strong and healthy. Vilas was a patient of arthritis. Third is Sakal acquired a degree in computer program. Sakal found a job in a private firm while Vilas continued with the same work as his mother. He earned a meager income like his mother to support a family. Unskilled labor like his mother. But Sakal, skilled labor. Okay, so this is the observation, we can say that. Now what's the conclusion? In the case of Sakal, several years of education adds to the quality of labor. This enhanced his total productivity. Total productivity adds to the growth of the economy. So several years of education adds to the quality of the labor. Education with labor enhance Sakal's productivity. Higher productivity, higher income. More education, training, trained person, quality of labor and higher productivity. Higher productivity, higher income. Growth of the economy. Okay, This in turn pays an individual through salary or in some other form of his choice. This is in turn pays an individual through salary or other forms of his choice. This is the case of Sakal. Now villas. In case of villas, there could not be any education or health care in the early part of his life. No education, no health care. He spent his life selling fish like his mother. Henceforth, he draws the same salary of unskilled laborer as his mother. Same like his mother. Okay? Same. So, this is the conclusion from the given case studies. Now, investment in human resource via education and medical care can give higher rates of return in future. Obviously, if we invest in human beings, then we will get return in future. This investment on people is the same as investment in land and capital. A child too, with investment made on her education and health, can yield a higher return in future in the form of higher earning and greater contribution to the society. If we invest on a child, on her education, on her health, then we will get a good return in future in the form of higher earning, good salary, and greater contribution to the society also. Educated parents are found to invest more heavily on the education of their child. This is because they have realized the importance of education for themselves. So, educated parents are found to invest more heavily on the education of their children, because they knew the importance of education. They are also conscious of proper nutrition and hygiene. They are also more aware of their children's need of nutrition and hygiene. Right? Nutrition and hygiene. They accordingly look after their children's need for education at school and good health. A virtuous cycle is thus created in this case. So, this is called virtuous cycle. Virtuous cycle is created here. Educated parents invest on the education of their children because they realized the importance of education. They also aware of the nutrition and hygiene of their children, and virtuous cycle is created here. In contrast, a vicious cycle may be created by disadvantaged parents who themselves uneducated and lacking in hygiene keep their children in a similarly disadvantaged states. So, in contrast, uneducated parents keep their children also uneducated, thus creating a vicious cycle. Okay. Countries like Japan have invested in human resource. They did not have any natural resource. These countries are developed, rich. They import the natural resource needed in their country. How did they become rich and developed? They have invested on people, especially in the field of education and health. These people have made efficient use of other resources like land and capital. Efficiency and the technology evolved by people have made these countries rich and developed. So, example of Japan. Countries like Japan have invested heavily in human resource. Because they didn't have any natural resource in their country, but they were developed country. How? Because they invest on human beings, on their education, on their health. And educated people, healthy people, skilled people made efficient use of other resources like land and capital. And in this way, they made themselves as developed country or rich country. Okay? That's all for today, students. I think the concept is clear. Bye.